When did this idea of dignity in others start to resonate with you?
I think it's been a persistent lesson. I think I've seen it throughout my life. I've seen the beauty and the dignity in others. And certainly, you know, I think maybe being the daughter of a mother who struggled as an immigrant in America against sometimes overt racism and also her own insecurities about whether she belonged and her effort to become an American citizen. And I remember her asking me about the 13 colonies and studying so hard to become an American citizen. And then when she finally was able to raise the flag in front of our house, I could see there was a kind of this beauty, this effort, this deep wish that we all have to belong and to be accepted. And it's in every one of us, whether we immigrated here or not.
She's no longer with us, but you have 2 children. What is it from her cultural background that you instill in your kids?
Oh, gosh. Well, mostly I would say, I mean, there's so many things, but mostly I would say it is the most important lesson that she taught, which was, and the word she would say is gombaru.
Gombaru, do your best?
More than do your best, it means to never, ever, 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 ever give up, even and especially when there's no chance of winning.
Oh my God.
Gombaru. And this came from a woman who, you know, as a child, faced starvation, who, as a young woman, had emerged from a bomb shelter to a town that was completely destroyed by aerial bombs, who went through the occupation, who came to America and faced difficulties, and who raised 5 children with a military husband, often his job causing him to go at sea. And this woman to never, ever give up. That was the kind of lesson that she taught that I hope our children have fully embraced, because certainly they've heard me tell the story over, I mean, ad nauseum. I've told the story about my mother in Gombaru, but I think some part of that is still in them.
So you did teach at American University. What are some of the important takeaways that you would want journalism students of yours to know?
Mostly, I think I want people to know that the most important thing to have as a journalist is not curiosity, as people talk about, or ability to shoot cameras, or ability to interview, or ability to write. It's to have integrity. That is the most important part of being a journalist. And the great news about integrity, the great thing about integrity, it is something you can practice to have.
And just because I think we need a refresher on what integrity is, tell me what it means to you.
What it means to me is to be someone who is accountable. If you make a mistake, you own it. To be someone who is independent, who's not bought or, you know, focused on doing a work because of some interest or some motivation. You know what? My feeling even was, I mean, my boss paid my check, but I wasn't working for my boss. I was working for the viewer. I was working for the reader. I wasn't working for my boss. But if I did a really good job for the reader or for the viewer, I was working for my boss, but my motivation was them. It wasn't the other way.